Like if I met Ice Poseidon or something and Ice Poseidon punched me, I'm not calling the police. It's content. It's content. We're going viral. Like I'm not bringing police into that shit. It's entertainment. It's WWE.
You see who that is?
Dino, what's all that serious talking?
The cops.
Bro,
Here we go.
to the police, lying to the cops. What's that about?
Bro.
So my niggas.
I don't know why they're so afraid to talk. I came civilized tonight.
They try to say that
It's ridiculous. I came civilized tonight. They didn't want to talk.
The authority thing is something that struggles. Like, Johnny Somali hasn't learned from his experiences, and that's why he deserves to go to prison. No. And I think you learn from everything that happens to you.
Punch me, assault me, slap me. Even if Chris Travels punched me or Joel punched me or slapped me, I am not calling the police.
We've got some wild breaking news about Johnny Somali. Turns out the beef between him and Ice Poseidon, completely fake. Johnny himself just came out and confessed that their entire feud was staged, all of it planned just for content. But that's not the only twist. Now, other streamers are straight up scared of Johnny Somali. People are keeping their distance, not wanting anything to do with him. And to top it off, there's a major update on the legal trouble Johnny's about to be hit with. There's a lot going on, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into it. Let's kick things off with a jaw-dropping clip. Johnny Somali openly admits that even if Ice Poseidon punched him for real, he still wouldn't call the cops, because the whole thing is just content. He straight up compares it to WWE. Scripted fights, fake drama, all part of the act. You'll hear it from Johnny himself, completely exposing their staged beef. And right after the clip, I'll break down exactly what's really happening behind the scenes.
As long as you don't break someone's equipment and you don't get police involved, it's cool. Probably, and the third one, don't assault. Like obviously, you can push around and push people, like if they're streaming, but once you start getting super uber violent, even then, I'm not calling the police. Like if I met Ice Poseidon or something and Ice Poseidon punched me, I'm not calling the police. It's content. It's content. We're going viral. Like I'm not bringing police into that shit. It's entertainment. It's WWE.
Just a few days ago, Johnny Somali was singing a completely different tune. He wasn't all about peace, and he definitely wasn't acting like Ice Poseidon was his friend. In fact, he flat out said that if Ice ever touched him, he'd make him regret it for life. Johnny even claimed he'd do something to Ice that he couldn't begin to imagine, basically threatening to ruin him if things got physical.
Paul Danino, when I see your ass, when I see your leeches, I dare you to put a finger on me, because the Korean that put a finger on me, they got put in cuffs. So some dumbass foreigners like you, we're all from America. The Korean motherfuckers that put hands on me, all got arrested, all got put in cuffs, all are stuck in court. So if you want to put a hand on me, I promise you, you're gonna be stuck in Korea too.
Even Legal Mindset has weighed in on the situation, and he made a pretty solid point. He said, sure, Johnny's saying now that he won't call the cops, but that doesn't mean he won't change his mind, because if calling the police means more views and more clout, Johnny's exactly the kind of guy who'd do it. At the end of the day, to people like him, everything is content.
The waffles for 15 Malaysian ringgit. You think the entire issue with the statutes will be part of his criminal charge? Also, I doubt he'll do anything. Somali's a coward. Exactly. He's a complete coward, right? And he also tries to say, oh, I'm nonviolent. I'm nonviolent. Actually, let me just put this one. This was one the other day. Like once again, this is why Somali, you can't trust anything he says, because he's always saying different and inconsistent stuff. I can pull this up in like 2 seconds. He's always saying one thing or another, right? There's always like one statement that contradicts another statement. Here's one from the other time. Let's listen to this one. I'm talking about violence, right?
As long as you don't break someone's equipment and you don't get police involved, it's cool. Like if I met Ice Poseidon or something and Ice Poseidon punched me, I'm not calling the police.
So it's trying to say, oh well, I'm not violent, I'm not going to call the cops, etc., etc. But what does he do? He calls the cops pretty much immediately, or has his boy toy Hank do it. Because that's pretty much the person who calls right away. And once again, they're in cahoots, they're partners. So, it doesn't matter whether he does it or Hank does it, someone calls the cops right away. So they'll say one thing, but do another almost immediately.
But here's the thing. Most people completely miss what Johnny Somali's actually doing. You might think that if someone finally beats him up, he'll stop. Not even close. That's exactly what he wants. Because the second things get violent, he flips it into content, views, clout, and cash. That's his whole strategy, and it's way more calculated than people give him credit for. Johnny Somali is playing a different kind of game, one most of us can't even wrap our heads around. Just watch this next clip. It lays it all out perfectly.
Punch me, assault me, slap me. If even if Chris Travels punched me or Joel punched me or slapped me, I am not calling the police. It's WWE.
And the few people who do understand Johnny Somali's strategy, yeah, they want nothing to do with him. Check out this next clip. Ice Poseidon's own crew is literally running the other way when Johnny shows up. Why? Because they know exactly what's about to go down. If Johnny's around, there's going to be chaos. Maybe fake, maybe real. And anyone caught near it risks getting banned from streaming. That fear is legit. In this clip, you'll see Xena and her boyfriend Fabius mute their stream and rush into another store just to avoid him. They're terrified that even being seen with Johnny could get them blacklisted. And honestly, even Ice Poseidon might cut them off from the entire CX network.
Look at Japan now. Great.
Why is so sad?
Yeah, why do you look so sad? That's just my aura, bro. This is my
Yeah,
aura.
you're bringing us all down. Thank you.
No, I have like, it's just like drip. It's like,
Didn't hear us.
What?
We had a couple of this. Yo, what's good, Xena?
You see who that is?
Xena, what's all that shit we started?
The cops. Here we go.
To the police, lying to the cops. What's that about?
bro.
So, my niggas.
I don't know why they're so afraid to talk. I came civilized tonight.
They try to say that.
It's ridiculous. I came civilized tonight. They didn't want to talk. I didn't come crazy. I didn't come raw. I just said, yo, Xena, what was those lies you were talking about? And even Darius was like, oh, you said something about Kimmy in a voice message on Discord. I did. And what are you going to do about it? What the fuck?
But here's the biggest twist. Ice Poseidon is actually the one who rehabilitated Johnny Somali from the start, and now there's even more proof. Johnny recently sat down for an interview, for a documentary of all things. Yep, even Johnny Somali is out here doing documentary features now. But here's the real shocker. The guy who filmed that interview, it was Mando, Ice Poseidon's own friend. So what does that tell you? It's getting harder to deny. The real mastermind behind all of this chaos might just be Ice Poseidon himself.
The authority thing is something that I've struggled. Like, Johnny Somali hasn't learned from his experiences, and that's why he deserves to go to prison.
No.
And I think you learn from everything that happens to you. It's just you're not so willing to admit defeat or like fall to your knees begging for forgiveness. I think you're just like,
With Tazo? Off stream and on stream. Tazo's actually the first streamer I ever met. From like, other than Sus. Like, I met Sus, I went to Japan.
In Japan? Okay, so you met him like in Japan?
Yeah, in Tokyo. Like, my second day streaming.
But there's something far more sinister lurking behind this interview. This isn't just another content stunt. It's a calculated move by Johnny Somali to escape accountability. With his trial coming up fast, this documentary feels more like an attempt to rewrite the story in his favor. And once again, Ice Poseidon seems to be working quietly behind the scenes. According to a trusted source, the filmmakers are planning to release a PSA announcement to help Johnny Somali leave South Korea. They even want to reach out to politicians like Marco Rubio and Donald Trump. Yes, seriously, they're trying to turn this into a political issue, portraying Johnny Somali as some kind of victim. And that's shocking when you consider who we're talking about. This is the same Johnny Somali who's publicly called for a race war against Asians, mocked Korean comfort women statues in the most disgusting way possible, covered himself in baby oil, and tried to sexually harass those statues, used racial slurs like gook, and even said he wanted South Korea to be nuked. So, honestly, I think it's time people stop falling for Johnny Somali's little game. The interviews, the sudden change in attitude, the whole I'm the victim routine. It's all part of his playbook to dodge accountability. And the only real way to put an end to it is with a serious, no-nonsense punishment. In this upcoming trial, everything he's done needs to be laid out. No excuses, no sugarcoating. Because if Korean law lets him off easy, you can bet he'll find a way to slip out of the country and pull the same stunts somewhere else. But what do you think? Should Johnny finally face the full weight of the law? Drop your thoughts in the comments.